So contemporary art. So I have a series of artists, these are my selection. If you are studying this with another faculty members, you will have a slightly different selection. But I think it's important that I introduce a woman artist. Like we didn't see many women artists in Korean art. That's because in the before 19th century, women's public activities were quite limited, right? Like they are usually known for somebody's wife or somebody's mother, but not as an artist herself. But Na Hae-seok, for example, she is quite illustrative woman in Korean history. So she had unusual choices in her life. But she's from a very wealthy family in Incheon, like a Jaemulpo that you've seen earlier. She got married to, can I say, she got married to somebody from a very good family based on her family recommendation. And this man she got married was a diplomat. So this is a Korean man, but this person is working for the Japanese government, right? Like after 1910, there is no country called Korea. So Na Hae-seok's husband was working for the Japanese colonial government. So with the husband, she was able to visit Europe and North America, where she learned oil painting. So the name is Kim Woo-young. But when this new couple, newlywed couple, was living in Paris, she had a boyfriend, which is scandalous. And then she obtained a divorce. And then she lived as a divorcee throughout the life. And then she had as many as 4 children, but she died relatively prematurely. You know, if she had born in 1900, she could have lived up to 70s, right? But she died a little young. But she is such a scandalous example of a wife abandoning children and how can I say, like abandoning husband for the boyfriend. So she made her choice truthful to her feeling. And have you ever heard of A Doll's House? That is a play, a theatrical play written by Henry Ibsen of Norway in the late 19th century. So there is a story of a woman, like an aristocratic woman, choosing her own path. Or eventually, did she kill herself because of frustration? Anyhow, A Doll's House is a famous literary piece for women's liberation, and Na Hae-seok is the person who went through that path. Anyhow, so this is a photograph as a young girl, and then photograph as a mature woman, as you see here. She had an exhibition in 1935. Moving on. So Na Hae-seok was an oil painter. She went to a painting school in Paris. So this is a view of Paris that she depicted in 1927. This is her own self-portraiture. And then Na Hae-seok also painted this kind of dancers. In 1920s, remember like a 1920s hairstyle, like a women had that curly Marcel hair, right? Like a wavy hair, but short. And then like a H-line dress underneath. And this is a thick fur coat that they have on the top. So this is Na Hae-seok's painting of dancers, and this is garden in Paris. So she was a mature artist, but her works were not very well received by the audiences because of her scandalous private life. This is often a case with woman artists, right? Instead of people commenting on her own work, they rather comment on her look, like whether she's pretty or not pretty, or her lifestyle, right? Anyhow, she's a pioneering woman artist. In Korea, just like in the US, about 70% of enrolled students in any art program, like art colleges, would be women. But then if you see the professors of art schools, art universities, I guess 70% of them are men. It should be corrected, I think. More women professors, I guess, in order to be reflective of student body. Kim Bok-jin is a Korean socialist. He's a very famous person. So in 1920s, people have various ideas to obtain nationalism and independence. So one group, they wanted to collaborate with the socialists, the global socialist network. So Kim Bok-jin was a socialist. He created a Korean Artist Proletariat Federation called KAP. So here you have writers and painters, musicians, and all kinds of people who are socialists. So he was a sculptor, but he showed the ideas of socialism. So Baek-hwa is this standing woman who was a main character of a popular novel in newspaper. So the girl's name was Baek-hwa. But like Na Hae-seok, Baek-hwa makes a very conscious, independent decisions for her life. She overcomes her fate. And then 1940, Kim Bok-jin's boy. This is an idealized type of all the citizens who should work for socialist collaboration. A strong body and beautiful mind, concerns about if you see the standing posture like a contrapposto. So Kim Bok-jin also went to art school in Japan. And then let's look at Koo Bo-nung. Koo Bo-nung is really pioneering artist. So this is Lee Sang, his dear friend. And then this is Koo Bo-nung. Koo Bo-nung had an accident as a child. So one of his spine is not working well. So he looks a bit crouched in his back, so that he cannot be very tall, and he had some physical limitations. But his family is again very wealthy, sent him to Japan to study, and then he became an oil painter. So the painting on the right is Koo Bo-nung's work. So he's often called as Korea's Matisse. He's the one who learned Fauvism. Fauvism means like a wild beast. So he used impressionistic and strong, vivid colors for his shapes. And as you can see, like as if this is a mask or something, it's a contrast between the dark area and the white area. And then he has vivid colors like red or pink or purple. So Flamenc is another painter in group of Fauvism in the early 20th century. So people often compare Koo Bo-nung with Flamenc. So Koo Bo-nung painted nude. So the left side, this is Koo Bo-nung's nude. Again, subjective use of colors, right? Like why do you need this olive green, right? Just your choice. So he put a lot of vivid colors and grotesque shapes. And Satomi Katsuzo is a contemporaneous Japanese artist, so they often make a comparison, like they were aware of each other. But Koo Bo-nung also trained in traditional ink and brush painting. So this is, again, the Kim Hong-do style genre painting, right? Like people are enjoying scenes of everyday activities. So here, probably Koo Bo-nung and his friends enjoying the beautiful springtime in the mountain. So they are probably dancing, right? Like you can see the gestures of dancing. And these are all bottles of alcoholic beverages. They drank that many bottles. No wonder they are not, they are drunk and dancing.